Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am riding the Benelli Imperiale 400, and straight away let me tell you, it looks like a Royal Enfield. Actually it is a cruiser motorcycle, so definitely it has all the cruiser elements you would expect. So this is the third rival, or the second rival to the Classic 350. The other one is of course Java, which had some delivery issues, but Benelli might not have delivery issues. So this seems like the real threat to Royal Enfield. Finally, maybe not. As you can see, the design of the motorcycle has all the retro elements at the front. We've got a 100 section tire, which by the way runs on a 19-inch rim. Yes, that's right. And as you can see, you get these beautiful spoke wheels, and there's of course a 41 telescopic fork. No adjustment there. There's a reflector there. The engine obviously has the Benelli logo here, as well as the Lion logo there. The tank capacity is a bit small, only 12 liters on this motorcycle, and it says Imperiale 400 right there. That's the exhaust. It says warning, do not touch. Obviously it's going to be hot. We get twin shocks at the rear, and these are actually adjustable for preload. So the front disc happens to be a 300 the rear one happens to be a 240 and the rear tire size happens to be a 130. We've got an 18-incher at the rear. So obviously everything feels very nicely put together, so quality levels are not an issue, and you get a lot of round treatment everywhere for the light as well as the indicators for the retro feel, of course. So you obviously get the sari guard, which is a mandate, and everything seems very dirty because of the rain. You get a main stand as well, and you get a split seat setup. Pillion seat is actually comfortable. There's a grab rail here as well, and quality levels are actually quite good. Benelli has done a great job there. So over here on the brake lever, we've got adjustment. Yes, the lever gets adjustment. Not the same case for the clutch lever though. And you have the typical affair of buttons. So this is for high beam, this is for low beam. Actually this is for low beam, this is for high beam. That's the same thing anyways. This is the indicator, and this is the horn. The horn is a bit meek though. This is the engine kill switch, and this is the hazard light button. Yes, it gets a hazard light. This is to turn on the motorcycle. The cluster is actually quite nice. You get twin pods along with a digital display there. So over here in the center of the speedometer display, you also get a digital display which will actually show you trip data. Yes, that's right. That gives you a lot of trip information. It's got twin trip meters as well as a clock here, telltale lights here on the tachometer pod, and here is a gear position indicator along with a fuel meter. So that's very neatly done. And let me show you the key of the bike. Yes, it is a flip key, which also looks quite cool and nice. Meanwhile, let's quickly turn on this motorcycle. There it does a full swipe up. The mirrors get this chrome treatment. They're actually quite usable and give you a good view of what's around, and Benelli written on the hand grips as well. Again, feels nice to hold this. Anyways, let's turn on the motorcycle, and there the motorcycle turns on. Rolls to life. Yeah, it seems very calm. Vibrations are very well contained on this motorcycle. You can see everything is typical of a cruiser motorcycle. So when you rev it, it actually sounds quite nice. Okay, you have a grab handle to hold on to here as well. Anyways, as you can see, the quality levels are quite nice. However, there's something which is not that great. So let's open the fuel lid, and here, oh my god, it actually doesn't come in the hand. I actually thought it will come in the hand. So that's also a job well done, Benelli, well done. I believe this is a motorcycle which can finally give Royal Enfield a run for their money. Let's get riding right away. And here we go. Somehow it jumps from 6 to 7 all of a sudden. And this Benelli Imperiale is powered by a 374cc single cylinder air cooled engine, has 4 valves. It's an SOHC unit, but you know what, it's fuel injected compared to the Classic 350, which is carb fed. This one being fuel injected definitely feels smoother. However, like all other classic motorcycles, this one also has been tuned in a way to give better performance lower down. So yes, low end performance is good. Mid-range actually feels the best. Between 4.5 to 5,500 RPM is where actually the power or torque band is, and in the top end it kind of feels rough and struggles as well. But whenever you get onto the gas, there's an instant response from the engine because of the torquey nature. So it produces 29 Newton meters of torque. Meanwhile, the power output is 21 PS. Yes, that's right, 21 PS of power, 29 Newton meters of torque. Getting through traffic, no problem at all. Sounds good, but right now I think there's something stuck between the disc. So yeah, you're having this chi sound. Anyways, riding position is very nice. You sit upright. The pegs are front set. and the handlebar is wide. Because of the upright seating position, it's quite comfortable, and due to the soft suspension, the suspension is really very soft. I mean, it is ironically super soft, which means that the ride quality is very plush and pliant. However, the handling is a little difficult because of the weight of this motorcycle. This one weighs above 200 kgs, and that is a lot of weight. Due to so much weight on this motorcycle, it does take some effort to turn, and if you try to corner hard and fast, well, it gets a bit bouncy, and there is some effort involved in turning as well. We get a 300mm disc at the front. It doesn't get dual discs usually, which is the case with Benelli motorcycles, and at the rear we get a 240 disc, but the brakes aren't that feedback rich, which is a small issue as such. That's the Duster which we are actually driving right now. Anyway, I was saying that the brakes aren't that feedback rich, and the initial bite is a bit lacking, which is quite surprising because Benelli usually gives you over feedback in that sense. Now in terms of other numbers, seat height is good enough for short riders, and me being a tall rider, I'm also very comfortable. Lot of wind blast. This motorcycle will top out around 130 to 140 kilometers per hour. It's not a fast motorcycle in any sense whatsoever, but the good thing is that, you know, the gearbox is actually smooth shifting. You can feel some vibes lower down the rev range. Yeah, you know, when it's idling, there are some vibes on offer, but this is a heavy motorcycle offering you the cruiser feel. And talking about cruiser feel, it has the genuine cruiser feel. In fact, many people have been coming and wondering which is this new Royal Enfield motorcycle, because it feels like a Royal Enfield in almost every way, just better in almost every aspect for an additional price of around rupees 10,000. Yes, it is quite windy right now, so I'm facing a lot of wind blast as well. But that said, okay, the exhaust note is throaty. The motor does feel a bit, you know, punchy whenever you ask something out of it, but this is not a motorcycle which will put a massive smile on your face with outright acceleration. It just does cruiser duties brilliantly well, and that's where it really shines. So yeah, going through the gearbox, yeah, I've reached neutral, so yeah, it's easy to go through the gears. Somehow the tachometer just jumps at the time, I don't know why. Anyways, red line marked at 6000 rpm. It actually goes closer to 7000 rpm. What I really like about this motorcycle, it's no nonsense. It feels really comfortable and definitely offers you the cruiser thrills by being so much better engineered than Royal Enfield's classic 350 in almost every possible way. I love the ride quality, and being a cruiser motorcycle, obviously it doesn't have great handling characteristics, but then no cruiser motorcycles really handles sharp. The fuel economy on this motorcycle is between 30 to 35 kilometers per liter, which is kind of respectable when you're actually riding it hard. Meanwhile, the clutch is also on the lighter side, which is again a big boon. Price at rupees 2.1 lakhs on road Mumbai. Yes, it is more expensive than the classic 350, but trust me, in front of the classic 350, this just feels better in almost every aspect and respect, making it a terrific motorcycle for cruiser lovers. However, there is a catch. Benelli's sales and service network isn't as big as Royal Enfield's, so yes, that is a small hitch. Meanwhile, the resale value again won't be as great. So this air-cooled motor does offer some amount of heat which can be felt, and that heat can be felt when you're idling this motorcycle. But that said, you know, honestly, Benelli's done a great job. However, is it too late? Maybe, maybe not. Let's see how well this motorcycle actually does. But it definitely has a lot of appeal. Trust me, not as many people have ever asked me about a motorcycle as much they've asked me about this, even when I was riding a Ducati, which actually sums up how popular the classic 350 is. In fact, Royal Enfield's 80% sales come from the classic 350 itself. Nobody actually buys the classic 500. Overtaking, well, not a problem as long as you're willing to open the legs of the engine and rev the nuts out. And revving the nuts out, it doesn't have anywhere close to the same vibrations of a classic 350, which means it's definitely a win-win situation with this motorcycle. Ground clearance, not an issue. Okay, even if you jump through a speed breaker, not an issue. Yeah, it feels a little bouncy because of the soft suspension, but for the most part, Benelli has actually done a fab job with the Imperiale 400. Yeah, while cornering, you have to be careful actually. Cornering clearance is decent, but the motorcycle doesn't inspire confidence for lean angles because, you know, it's just so freaking heavy. It's actually heavier than the classic 350 as well. So guys, this is my vlog of the Royal Enfield. Oh god, see, I am also calling it a Royal Enfield. Of the Benelli Imperiale 400. If you liked it, you know what you have to do. Give it the thumbs up, that's a like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Bye bye, take care, see you.